Okay, so picking up from where things were left off. Now, when you click on your MIDI track, is everyone here? Oh, wait, hold on. Pin is joining. Okay, everyone's here. Everyone's back here. Yeah. Okay, so when you click on your MIDI, on your arrangement, you'll basically have the layout basically of whatever you have selected. At the bottom, it will show you, hey, this has a sub 808 bass. And when you click on the bottom one, it has an analog saw bass. Now, ideally, I would always like to change my names so it's easy for me to find out. Synth. And this one would be sub bass. And this would be bass. Okay. And then I'll do the same thing over here. Guys, remember how to rename? Command R. Highlight the colored part and Command R. Okay. Now, since we've got this part covered, pretty much covered, now once we have it set, like let's assume we've created the kicks and the snares and the drops and stuff, like the kicks and the snares and the hi-hats, I mean. Now, what I'm gonna do over here is I'm gonna consolidate my kicks and snares. So consolidate them, Command J, they're all one now. Don't like the color coding much, but I'm just gonna keep them like that for now. Command R, kick. Snare, hats. So I also like to change the colors. But for this, I'm just gonna keep this. Okay, this is my OCD. So this green has to match the other greens or else it'll make me feel sick. Okay, so my vocal main is purple, vocal harmony is light blue. I'm going to change that to purple as well. Different purple. All right, now you see this is where the magic starts. This is 8 bars. It's nothing more than 8 bars. What I can easily do is copy this entire thing and duplicate it. Now I've created 4 bars over here. Okay, we could drag it for longer, but I'm just going to work with this. Now for my intro, I want the first 8 bars to have a basic, like let's say intro coming in, maybe the synth would come at the drop and the main vocals would come at the drop as well. So I would probably have the harmony vocals. So I'll keep the harmony vocals, then the piano. Okay, I'll keep the piano, strings okay, synth, no, remove the synth. Sub bass comes later. Analog bass, I can fade in. Kick and snare comes a little bit later. So I'm going to remove the kick, the snare, the hi-hat. So it's like, kind of like a very simple way to do things. Now over here, I'm going to use some of the basic effects that we've learned before to try and bring these things in. So let me listen to them one by one, yeah? So this is my vocal harmony. Which is a nice way to enter. Piano is the best way to enter the song. Strings can come in with a nice filter. And then the analog bass line can come in with a filter as well. So we're going to go back to our first effect that we learned, which is filter. I'm going to drag and drop an auto filter onto the sub bass. And I'm going to go to my auto filter, frequency, bring the guy in slowly. Not the sub bass, the analog bass, I mean. Strings as well. We'll do the auto filter for the strings as well. Let's bring this guy in here. Frequency down, bring this guy low. All right, let's just see how it sounds now. All right, it got a lot of more things to do. So one thing what we could do is create a build up so that it gives the people a little bit more tension. Now the drop is not yet done. The drop doesn't have that impact. Now remember, volume levels comes in the next level, which is the mixing part. We're not going to do into volume balancing and making it sound full. That comes at the end. Right now, you're just arranging. So arrangement is priority right now. So I like the 8 bars of basically bringing it in. It's actually 16 bars, not 8 bars. I like the 16 bars, but I think we can cut it down to 8 instead of 16 and make it 4 bars of a build up. So let's say we start from here. Here we start a build up like that. Sound, 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 sound. All right. So the kick, snare, hi-hats over here, which I have used, is not really something that I like. So for you guys, I want you all to create your own kick, snare, hi-hat. But for me, I'm going to use one of my old kick snares, which I already have. So, sorry, which I've already made. A very cool kick, snare, hi-hat. Let's check. Because I want the drop to be more dramatic. You can also learn how to sample from really good plugins like Splice. I use Arcade a lot. Sneo Roy uses Splice. Okay, I'm going to use this one. Insert audio. Let's use this. Now, remember guys, I want you guys to create your own kicks, snares and hi-hats. But I'm just going to use this one. I'll show you guys how to group it. Now, once you have your kick, snare, hi-hat done, you can select them and then you can create one group. So you can group the tracks and then call them drums. Select them and then right click and then group tracks. And then you can call them drums. Now your drums are there together. So for me, this is the drum that I'm going to use for this exercise. Reduce the volume a little bit. So now what I felt was I needed a build up. So I'm going to grab a build up as well, and I'm going to place it. Okay, this one's good because I've already used it in this project. Create another channel. Okay, let's bring the volume down a little bit. But I think it needs a little bit more sustain over here. So we're going to go create another channel. Copy this guy here. Oh, shit. Sorry for my bad language. Command E, copy, paste this guy here. And then we're going to go into our next effect, reverb. Drag this guy here because after the sound, I just want him to sustain a little bit. Like give me that. It's a little bit too loud, so let's bring the back. Yeah, hum. So I fade this guy over here. If I'm moving too fast, let me know, guys. Hello.
So I was wondering, when we're making all this, do we have to keep in mind that our master is in green?
Yeah. Ideally, keep it in green. That's why I've dropped all my volumes, but I've increased. Usually I work with a master of -12, but I'm working it at this way because when I drop this to -12, you can't hear it. The volume's really low for you guys. That's why I increase it. Usually my master is at -12. Every time I work at -12 master because my speakers give me enough volume to hear my sound. So I'm bringing, because if I drop it to -12, you can't hear it. It's too low for you guys. Okay, it's really low. So let's do it. Hum. Fade in a little bit more. A little bit more decay. Nice. So now if you listen to it from the 8, okay, so since this is not what I wanted it from here, so I'm going to copy this guy, highlight these guys, bring the entire thing forward. Okay, filter the bass a little bit more down. I think should be nice now. We're still creating the structure, yeah, and along the way I'm just increasing and reducing the volume of the parts which I want to be heard during those times. So this is what I want you guys to do. So what we took was we just had a 16 bar sample, and then we created everything out of it. Now after it goes on to this part, 16 bars of the chorus, and then I don't want this part, we're doing it. What I'm trying to make you guys understand is simple song structure, because there have been times in history where people made songs without structure, and it has become a very successful song, where there is no chorus, no verse, we just randomly go. But ideally 99% of music that is being made has a structure, which has an intro. There's so many words that you use nowadays is a bit different. Back then it was very simple. It was a intro, verse, chorus, then goes back to a verse, chorus, then goes to a bridge, and then goes to an outro. But now it's not like that. Now we got intro, you got the pre-chorus, which is the sometimes you got some words going on, and then you got the build up, and then there's a drop, because the drop is what they consider to be a kind of like a pre-chorus kind of thing. Now over here we can do the same thing. We can create the drop to become more powerful and impact, and use her words to come a bit forward. So the words would be kind of like a pre-chorus, and the drop would be the main part of the song. Right now what we're doing is we've put her words in the drop. So if you listen to it, Now, instead of that, maybe what we could do is we could also change this entire thing. Pay attention to what I'm doing, guys, yeah? So bring this guy here, drag everything. Instead of doing that, now what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do this. And then the vocal comes at the build up. Kind of like get it? I think that feels a bit more better for me, creating this. So we'll copy this, put it here. Okay, so remove this sub bass over here. We don't want the sub bass here. Just want the analog. Create this sub bass at the drop. Okay, so we're pretty much almost done with the track. So we got the intro, the pre-chorus, which is the build-up, then the drop, then comes back to a break, which is also kind of like the pre-chorus, and then goes to a build-up, and then the drop again, and now we need the outro. So for the outro,
sorry, so now the intro is 16 bars instead of 8 bars.
Actually, yeah, the intro is 8 bars, and then we have a pre-chorus. So like this is the intro from here, then where she starts singing is more sort of like a pre-chorus, because what we did was we created a 8-bar intro, and then we first we went into a drop, which is where her chorus comes in. But then we thought, hey, no, why don't we do the chorus as a pre-chorus and then the drop as the main chorus? Her vocals, the main vocals, are now brought forward to a pre-chorus, which I think is much better because it's more modern. It's a new way of making, because back in the days when they made tracks, the chorus was the drop. But then recently, because of artists such as Chainsmokers, DJ Snake, they had the, you know, like a lot of tracks changed the game. I think it was Lean On and a few other tracks where the hook, the chorus, was actually not the main part of the song. It was the drop. The hook, the chorus, was what you say before it, right? So like everybody lean on, and then comes the So that was like the main part. Everyone's waiting for the drop. So that's the modern way of making songs. So let's copy this piano. I actually want to remove piano as well sometime. I'll show you what to do, yeah? Okay, we're going to duplicate this towards the end. And then we're going to do... maybe get the sub bass towards the outro. Okay, outro is very simple. It's just pretty much fade in, fade in, fade in, fade off. So copy it for 4. Should be okay. Now, something that I want is the intro to... now, instead of having the entire piano, what I want to do is I want to create just a couple of notes. So I'm going to go into my piano, convert melody to MIDI, which now that segment of my piano will be brought back down as a MIDI. So then I can dissect my parts which I want from the MIDI. It's hella interesting, lah, guys. Okay, now I've got that. So my melody to MIDI, now I'm going to solo it and listen to it. Beautiful. Yummy. Okay, I'm going to go to my instrument first, look for grand piano. And I'm going to drag grand piano into that. Just to make it noticeable, I'm going to change the color to something like yellow. Okay. Now, since when I double click it, there's my MIDI scale. Now I just want a few parts. I don't want everything. So let's listen to, okay, that goes off. This too goes off. I want to sustain it, drag it all the way till here. Okay, that's quite okay. That's okay. Okay, I don't want the t because that is not needed. Nice, so that feels a little bit like off. These guys go out. Okay, all these guys sustain here. This guy goes out, this guy goes out. Everything that's off is out. All right, guys, so I would actually take a long time to do this usually, but I'm just doing it to speed things up for you guys to see what we do. So, okay. Now we got that part down, so I'm just gonna Command D this baby. All right, so now this is going to be my intro piano because I don't want this piano to come in, but I want it to fade in very slowly. So I'll probably take it halfway and then fade in with the build up itself that way. So let's listen to it. Okay. Now I need to give it a little bit more effects, so I can go into my reverb. I want to give a little bit more reverb to that part. I think you guys get the gist of it, yeah? Any questions up to here?
I have no idea what you just did, but okay.
What are we supposed to do again? Are we just
Damn!
It is one minute show by itself.
Dano, I can't hear you, Habibi. I think your
Are you serious?
no, you know your connection to this thing is always loose. I think the mic, it's distorted. Okay,
It is so distorted.
you should hear yourself. Okay,
Mm.
well, song structure. Today's lesson is song structure. There is no hard and fast rule of how you do it, what you do, how you kind of like create your structure. But then again, one of the songs that had no structure at all became one of the world's greatest songs of all time. Does anyone know what it is?
Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody.
That song has no verse, no chorus, no intro, no outro. It just like from the beginning till the end, no one knows what's coming next. You don't know what to expect. But with every other song, you kind of like know a pattern, and the pattern repeats. So exactly what we do when we create song structure, because we are not in the level of Queen to create a song that has no structure. We can't just go with like hallelujah, bismillah, oh let me go, we can't do that kind of stuff. So we got to go very, very structured patterns, and usually it has to always be in an even number of bars as well. So if it is 8, then 16, because hip-hop artists like Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, they sometimes go off bars and off beats. That's because they're in that level. But if it's an initial rapper who's starting up, you'll see his bars and beats are very simple trap beats, simple bars. That's how you got to kind of like appeal to the masses. The majority of the crowd won't be ready for something that is not out of the norm. And as DJs, even we find it easy when there are songs that has 16 bar intro or 8 bar intro for us to mix the other song in, yeah, because that makes life much easier for us. So in this case, we are making songs, and when we are making songs, the first thing we need to understand is song structure. Once we get the technicality sorted out, everything that is to do with the interface, the rest is completely up to you. The creativity is up to you, but creativity comes within certain constraints, and constraints are the foundations of creativity. If I tell you here are 6 stems, you're going to work with these 6 stems and only these 6 stems. That makes you, okay, I only got these 6 and I'm going to do whatever I can with it. But if I just tell you, make a song now, you'll be like, so much around the world. That's the problem with the producers right now, because everyone thinks, hey, I'm not good enough to put my music. But you would never be good enough unless you start. And that is why we are starting. We're starting at the very low point of how to make music, how to get into the production game. All right. So now let's do the outro. The outro is this. After the drop, how it's going to end. Something like that. It's not yet perfect, but I'll perfect it. So basically we've got an intro, then we got the pre-chorus, then we got the drop. So we can also separate these and segregate these and make it into different sections. But then when I export this file project, and if I send these stems over to someone, and once I consolidate it from the beginning till the end, so now that we've got this entire structure, let's say I consolidate it, I'm gonna go here and consolidate the entire thing. So all my stems will basically be aligned at 70 BPM. If I send this to you, when you load it into your track channel by channel, they'll all align perfectly and the song will just appear magically from the beginning to the end, intro, pre-chorus. But I'm not going to send you this. I'm going to send you the 8 bars of the samples that I actually started with. You see now everything is in layout. You get it? But we're not going to send you this because we don't want you to have a completed track. Your assignment is to make the track with the 6 stems that I send you. And how you do it is up to you. So you saw what I did today, And it's not going to be difficult for Gabe, for Kevin, for Jazzy, but for Pin, Dano, and John, I think
No,
you.
bro, this is a whole new level for me.
No, I don't think so. I think you can do it. You've done it before. So for you guys, for Gabe also, okay, I'll give you guys until for this assignment. I'll give it till Wednesday.
Ah,
Bro, can I delay the
Hey, you got
submission?
You got exams, right? Tomorrow?
Wednesday.
Okay. You do it later.
Wednesday.
You give it later. Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll give this assignment for you guys by the end of the week, Friday. Everyone Friday. Okay? Is that cool?
I
So we got time.
Thanks.
No worries.
try.
Good luck with your exams, Gabe. I hope you.
All
Yeah,
right,
good
well,
luck,
remember
Gabe.
how we won't have any more
Thank you
quizzes.
so much.
Good luck, Gabe.
Wait, what are we supposed to tweet?
You're supposed to make the whole track from the beginning till the end. I'm only going to send you the stems. I'm not going to send you this whole track. I'm going to send you just the stems, which is just this part, this. Somewhere. And I'm going to send you this part. So I'm going to send you 6 stems. So I'm going to actually take the entire project back to that part. This is what I'm going to send you. This one, this one, this one, this one. I'm not going to even send you the MIDI files. You guys got to create your own MIDI files. So I'm deleting. Go. I'm going to send you the strings. I'm not going to give you any effects, nothing. I'm going to give you the synth. Okay. No bass line. You guys got to create a bass line. You remember? You got to create your own drums. You got to create your own build up. You got to create your own reverb effect if you want to. So the kick snares, everything has to be done.
Her vocal we don't need to touch, right?
No, you can touch if you want to, like what Gabe asked. If you want to, you can change it if you want to. If you don't want to, don't change it. So like if you want to be very creative, you can take it, but make sure it's in key, yeah? So if you want, you can just like...
You can make it sound more manly.
It's up to you, whatever you want to do. So what I also do sometimes is I use, like, let's say this is her vocal, yeah? I'm going to duplicate it. Now this, I'm going to go into Complex Pro, and then I'm going to change the octave to 12, but because of... I'm going to warp it, that up 70, and now you'll see, now I've got this vocal, which is a higher pitch than the one. So this is like... right? And this is a... So if you mix them together... But something cool you could do is you could fade it at certain points just to kind of like give you the last bit like that. Dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. So maybe add a little bit more reverb on that. Decay just to here. Dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Dreams really do come true. Yeah, like that. Come true. Get it? Like the sustained higher note that just chops in. So I could do that. Sometimes I also do it with my harmony, like the Vox harmony. You duplicate it. Now this harmony basically... But this one, I would like the last bit to go really, really high. So I'm going to go complex, bring it to 12, 1 octave higher. And then I'm going to go with my fade. Fade this guy, don't need that much. Maybe chop him like over here. Did I do the wrong one? Yes, I did the wrong one. Sorry, my bad. Ta-da, ta-da, this guy. Go this guy, fade, bring him over here. This little last bit with a nice little reverb, really sustained. Got it? Like the who part. So if you listen to it without the, it's like that. But if I add it with the sustained higher note, makes it really high. So that kind of stuff. It's quite cool. So let's listen to it again. Some Game of Thrones shit.
That's like Phantom of the Opera.
Maybe I really can't hear you. Can everyone else hear her clearly?
Tenor sounds like some
She said-
buzzing bee.
No, she says sounds like Phantom of the Opera.
Ah, yeah, okay. Sounds like fun. Gabe, you can lip read, yeah?
No, I wasn't watching anything. I'm just like listening.
Yeah, so I think you guys kind of like get it now, right? So I'm gonna send you these stems, and then so the stems I'm gonna send you is
Oh my god.
How do you pronounce? Daniel, how do you pronounce owo?
Oh.
Owo.
That
Oh,
is
whoa. Owl.
that is not that is an expression. Not owl.
Ow.
Oh,
It's an
whoa.
expression. my
Owo.
God.
Owo.
No,
Owo.
it's a phrase. Oh my god, I can say you.
oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
Not
Now-
owo, mate.
now drums that I'm sending you is a very basic layer of drums. Yeah, you guys can change your kick snares. You can change the drums as much as you want. That's up to you. So the drums I'm sending is this one.
Matt, so we have to do this Monday to Friday. Are we having any class in between?
If we have classes, I will overload you guys with work. I think let's just do it. I don't know. If you guys, what do you guys think? Thursday or Friday? Can you
Friday.
guys submit it by Friday? So then let's do classes on Friday.
I will do my best.
Huh? No, I think you
I
can.
will do my best.
You can. See, Monday, today's Monday. So we got Tuesday all the way. We got 5 days, man. I think you can. All right.
Am I John? I go over to your place.
Hey, see ya. I don't mind.
I'm just kidding.
Can I come?
So these are the stems I'm sending to you. The rest is up to you. Do whatever you want. Create it. Create a nice intro, laying it out, structuring it, and doing it. That's it. Any other things, guys? We are going to cut off any moment. Nothing.
I will
All
try.
good.
I'm going to upload these videos now and then send you guys the link. I think it
And he
will-
got to bless me for this, man.
Good luck for your exams tomorrow,
Yeah,
Gabe,
you
once again.
guys.
And
Bye,
take care,
Gabe.
all of you. I'll see you guys hopefully on Friday.
Okay.
All right. Good lesson. Thanks,
Alright.
man. Bye-bye.
Bye
Take care. Bye.
bye.
Ciao.
Bye.